911, what's your emergency?
Please help, please help. Someone just at high school, a shooter. A lot of blood, please help, please.
In February 2018, our school, Marjory Stoneman Douglas, was attacked by a gunman.
We have been watching students coming out of that high school.
Officials have described as a mass casualty incident.
Police everywhere. You can still hear sirens, the helicopters in the air.
At the end of the school day, there's maybe 15 minutes left before the bell rings and we all get to go home. And a fire drill went off. So I grabbed my bags and I'm with all my friends and we're walking out when administrators begin screaming at us. Code red, active shooter. And we all thought it was a drill.
Gunshot. I thought it was firecrackers, but after I heard the last shot, I was like, oh, no, I'm out. I ran back to my classroom, told my teacher, I think that's a shooting. I think we should go in the back and hide.
Up because we all thought it was a drill because they've informed us that there was going to be like a code red drill soon. And they've said this for like a month now. So we all thought it was a drill. So I wasn't like running to get into the closet.
That this wasn't a drill. None of us did. It was only after about 40 minutes that we realized this was anything but a drill. This was life or death.
And we all started running, and as soon as we were all on our way up to the third floor, you just hear the guy just open the back staircase door where we were and just started shooting, like screaming. We all started running, ran into our classrooms, dove in. As soon as we closed the door, I don't know who couldn't make it in their rooms, the girls I saw, but all you hear is the screaming and shooting.
I thought something was a little off, but we went outside and we were walking down the stairs because that's what we usually do when there's a fire alarm, and all of a sudden I hear someone say, "Run for your life, code red," and I just freeze.
It was like a popping sound. Little did we know they were actually gunshots down on the first floor.
Never think it'll happen to you and like to your school until it really does, and it just doesn't feel real.
If you know someone who did not get out alive,
I kind of look at Alyssa and I'm like, this isn't real, this isn't happening. I was kind of just looking at her like, Alyssa, like, why is everyone running? Like, this is so stupid.
Processed it at the time, what was happening. I wasn't paralyzed by fear, it didn't click, like, oh, this is real.
The first time I did realize was when, in one of my group chats with a couple of my friends, my friend writes, "I just watched someone die in my class."
I thought at the beginning that it was all a drill, it was just a drill, until I saw my teacher dead on the floor.
I never seen a dead body, and I never thought I would have to, but on the way to safety, I stepped over 2 of my classmates.
Some students thought it was a drill, that's why we didn't take it as serious. I did, but I didn't know what it was. And at first I thought it was a prank because it was Valentine's Day, and I thought it was a paintball gun because I saw red on the floor. But it was blood and it wasn't a prank.
I told him, like, at the end I was like, it's real, like this happened.
second student who survived the Parkland shooting in Florida has died in an apparent suicide. This comes about a week after a 19-year-old survivor took her own life. Here's Manuel Bojorquez.
Coral Springs police tell CBS News that a male sophomore who survived the shooting a year ago died Saturday from an apparent suicide. It comes just 1 week after the suicide of Sydney Aiello, a recent graduate of the high school. Aiello was a senior at Stoneman Douglas last year when a gunman killed 17 students and school staff. One of her friends, Meadow Pollock, was killed in the shooting. Her family said she struggled with survivor's guilt and was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder.
Hello, my name is and I'm going to be the next school shooter of 2018. My goal is at least 20 people with an AR-15 and a couple tracer rounds. I think I can do a good done. Location is Stoneman Douglas in Parkland, Florida. It's going to be a big event. And when you see me on the news, you'll all know who I am. You're all going to die. Yeah. Can't wait.
There's an active shooter on campus.
Oh my God! Hands. Put your hands up. Please. Put your phones away.
The SWAT team were yelling at us. They were like, run, run, run. As I'm running, like, I couldn't help but look around, and it was just the scariest image. It was like I'm looking at death. Like, this is death.
17 of our friends and classmates were killed.
I love you. It's going to be fine. Can you hide somewhere? Can you play dead? If he shoots, we need to fake dead. If he shoots, fake dead.
Caitlin says there's a shooter on campus. I am not joking. Call 911. Please send them to Douglas. Hannah, what are you serious right now? Caitlin, I am not joking. They just shot through the walls. Someone in my class is injured. I am not joking. Call mom and dad. I don't have service, or I call. I'm calling 911. And then I'll call mom and dad. I am so scared, Caitlin. Tell them I love them so much. I know, Hannah, you're going to be fine. I'm so scared. I know you are. Daddy is on his way to the school. Hannah, keep texting me, please. Tell them I love them so much.
Crying, and I don't know how we're alive.
I got shot, but like only in my leg.
She didn't look like she kind of survived. It didn't look good.
I really thought I was not getting out of this alive because I thought he was coming toward me.
And that's when I realized, oh, I may have been hit by a bullet.
I was still in the hallway at the time, so I was obviously one of the first ones hit.
When he fell over, I just followed his every movement and I fell over with him, and then I put him on top of me because he was already...
You knew he
Yes.
passed.
This is not fair to our families, that our children go to school and have to get killed. I just spent the last 2 hours putting the burial arrangements for my daughter's funeral, who's 14.
Or a police officer. And just like a police officer couldn't come in and do my job, I shouldn't be expected to go into my classroom and do theirs.
For those who still can't comprehend because they refuse to, I'll tell you where it went.
right into the ground, 6 feet deep. 6 minutes and 20 seconds with an AR-15. No one could comprehend the devastating aftermath or how far this would reach or where this would go.
We say no more. And to those politicians supported by the NRA that allow the continued slaughter of our children and our future, I say get your resumes ready.
How about we stop blaming the victims for something that was the shooter's fault? But we need to pay attention to the fact that this isn't just a mental health issue. He wouldn't have harmed that many students with a knife.
It was a war zone. Students screamed and cried as they looked down and saw their classmates dead on the ground. 2 of my beautiful students, Matt and Joaquin, who were finishing up their senior year on a high note, were brutally murdered. My heart breaks for their families. I do not know how I wasn't killed. I should have been killed. I'm thankful that I reacted the way I did because my students needed me to be there for them. But they're all scarred. They don't feel safe in school.
What do you think about arming teachers in a school?
I had seconds to respond. If I had a gun, it would be useless and probably dangerous to my students or to myself.
In Florida, to buy a gun, you do not need a permit, you do not need a gun license, and once you buy it, you do not need to register it. You do not need a permit to carry a concealed rifle or shotgun. You can buy as many guns as you want at one time. I read something very powerful to me today. It was from the point of view of a teacher. And I quote, "When adults tell me I have the right to own a gun, all I can hear is, my right to own a gun outweighs your student's right to live. All I can hear is mine, 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 mine."
The kids are not safe enough, and there was no way for us to protect Joaquin, but we decided that we will protect every other kid in these nations. So
there's 3 things we need to do in America to keep America safe. Number 1, we have to use through crime prevention, through environmental design, build schools differently so they're harder to penetrate. Number 2, we need to be empowering police officers and deputy sheriffs throughout the nation to be able to take people who are an immediate threat to themselves or an immediate threat to someone else to be examined. And we need to take guns away from them forever. They should never get them back. They should have to go through a psychological evaluation. And if we have a doctor or a clinician have to sign their John Hancock and say that person should be given back their Second Amendment right, we're not going to see doctors do that. But lastly, we do need to have some gun control reform. 18-year-olds should never have a rifle. An 18-year-old kid should not have a rifle. 18-year-old kid, they're not adults yet. They're in high school. These kids should not have a rifle. Bump stocks should be illegal. They should be outlawed forever. Automatic rifles should be outlawed forever. And anybody who says different, I don't know about other people, but Emma and I, we're calling BS on that.
Fight for your lives before it's someone else's job.